Hey, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. We have another Fog of War in front of us. This one has been Megan 033. It's been a while since we've done a Megan 033 Fog of War puzzle, so this one I think just came out like yesterday or the day before. It's probably 2 days ago at this point now. So I thought it'd be a great thing to get into. Let's just jump into it and have some fun. Because again, we know Megan 033 makes very good fog puzzles, and it's been a while since we've done one, so let's get at it. So what do we got? We got normal Sudoku rules apply, of course. So every row, column, and 3x3 box will contain the digits 1 through 9 once each. The grid is partially covered with fog. Correctly placed digits will clear the fog around the cell. No guessing is required. So if we were to figure out what this digit is, all of this fog would clear, and hopefully we'd have more clues underneath the fog that we could deal with. Now, I don't remember. Did I say this was thermonuclear fog? I don't know that I did say the title, but that's the title. And we'll probably understand why that is. So digits in a cage do not repeat in some of the clues. So these are killer cages. These add to 21, these to 9. And then digits along each thermometer must increase starting from the bulb end. So this is the bulb, this is the tip. Digits will increase as they go up the thermo. And that's it. So 3 rule sets really. If you take fog, killer cages, and the thermos. But again, it looks like it's going to be fun. Fog puzzles are always good, in my opinion, even when they have some issues with them. I still just enjoy doing them. So that said, links in the description below. Let's get started on this thing. And the question is going to be, as it always is, where the heck do we start? Now, I think we're going to have a slight reduction on what can go on the thermo compared to the killer cages that are looking at them. And the easiest way to think about that would be, say, this was 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. So we know 5 is the least this can be. But if this was a 5, this would be, again, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Well, how do you make a 21 cage in 3 digits without the digits 8 and 9? You can't do it, because 7, 6, and 5 only add up to 18. So this can never get up to 5. So I think we're going to be looking at 4 as being the max that this could go up to in that situation. Now let's think about how what this could be might affect our 9 cage, and if it does. Now, could this ever be a 2? If it is, this is a 2 and a 1. These would have to be 3, 4, and 5, which we know doesn't work. So this can't be a 2. So it has to at least get up to a 3. And can we make a 3 work? Let's think about that for a second, because you couldn't do a 2, 3 here, because these would be 1, 4, 5, which doesn't work. What if we did a 3, 1? We'd have, no, we can't make that work either, because you'd have 2, 4, 5. That doesn't work. This can't be 3. So we have to at least get up to 4 now. I have a feeling we can make a 4 work. So if this is a 4, although that might not really be the case, this is a 4. Well, I guess this can't be a 1, because this would have to be a 2, 3, 4 if this is a 1. So that would break that. If it's a 4 and a 2, we could have 1, 3, 5, and we finally get to a point where we can make this work. So this is at least 4. 6 would be as high as it goes. Well, it can't be 6, right? Because we just said if this is 6, this is 7, 8, 9, and that breaks this. So this is not 6. This could be 5, 6. Again, it can't go to 7 because of the 8, 9 issue. This could be 6 or 7. Again, it can't go up to 8. This could be 7, 8, or 9. Now let's think about how these two interactions might affect the 21 cage. If we were to put a 9 here, I think we're breaking the puzzle. So this can't ever be a 9, period. Because if it was, this has to be 8, 7, 6. It's the only way we can make 21 in 3 digits where there's not a 9. And that would break this, so this is not 9. Okay. Can we go further with that in any way? It's a good question. Let's think about it again. Well, I guess what we can say in a reflex to this not being a 9, because this would have to be something to break this, we know that this has to have a 9 in it for the opposite reason. If we don't, or it's the same reason but looking from a different perspective. If we don't put a 9 in here, we have 8, 7, 6, and both of these break. So there is a 9 in this thing. Now, what other reductions could we make to that 21 cage? 984 would work. 975 would work. Okay, so both of these options are still possible now. So it's either 984 or 975. Obviously, you can't have 966. Okay, now let's maybe go back to this 9 cage. Can we do something similar where we're forcing a digit onto it? I don't know that we are. Or are we? This can't be a 7. Let's think about, let's forget this for a second. It took me looking at this to then think about what I just said about these. What are the two options? 984, 975. This can never be a 7, because if it was, this would be a 7 and an 8. Therefore, the most this could be would be 965, which does not work. This is 6. Therefore, 5 and 4, and we're starting to open this puzzle up. Good. Now, we don't really know anything about the 7 cage, because we don't know if it's a 2-cell cage or a 3-cell cage. We can't see what it may or may not do. So, what does that tell us? Okay, this 9, okay, let's look at the 9 then. We know this is a 4, so this cannot be a 2, 3, 4, so it must have a 1 on it, which means this doesn't. It's a little something. Now, if it has a 1 on it, we've got 8 left over. Yeah, it's either going to be 5, 3, or 6, 2. So it's the same kind of play against these, but we can't quite rule out those options just yet until we figure something else out. We're going to have to use some of these other clues to do that. So how do we do that? Is there any way we can start to pull this guy back as to what it can be, or this guy? They seem so short that they wouldn't seem like they'd have huge reductions, but I guess we just need to go through and think about it. This could easily be 1, 2, 3. It could probably go up to a lot of things. Yeah, I don't want to start putting those in. That's a little bit out there. What about from the opposite side? This could be, well, could it be? Could this be a 3? If it was, this would be a 2, 1. Let's just put that in to show the example here. How do you, or do we think about the 7 in just base terms? I think we think about the 7 in base terms instead of going down this path, which is getting us to the same concept, but can this ever be a 2-cell? Well, it can't be 6, 1, it can't be 5, 2, and it can't be 4, 3. Well, it can't be 3.5 and 3.5 either, can it? Or a 7, 0. So this is 3 cells. We don't know which way it goes, but it's going to be a 1, 2, 4 grouping. It's the only way you can make 7 and 3 cells, so therefore this is a 1, 2 pair. Now, that forces, well, we'll put them in 3, 7, 8, and 9. This can't be a 3 because it would force these to be 2 and 1, and that would break a lot of things. Now, putting a 3 over here doesn't really do much for us at the moment, but we're going to know one of these is a 4. Now, can we think about this guy? Because this is kind of what I was trying to get at when I was thinking about what these could be. We know this can't be 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, so it's at least a 6. I know it's not very helpful. What I want to do is to get to a point where we can get these guys set as a given, even if we don't know specifically which digit goes where, but we can get the set of 3. We know this could be 3, it could be 5. Can't always be 1, 2, or 4. Can't be 6. It could get up to a 7, actually. No, it can't, because that'd be 7, 8, 9, and what is this? So it's not. This is either 3 or 5. Okay. Now, I think if we continue on that process, we might be able to start getting into reductions of what these can be. Because this can't be 4. It could be 5. Can't be 6. I don't think it can be 7 or 8. Because didn't we have the same problem of both the 7s and 8s? One of these has to be a 7 or an 8 to go with this one, so this one can never be. So if this can't be, obviously 3, can't be 4, can't be 6, 7, 8, or 9, it must be 5, and therefore this is 3. And we know that this now goes down to the 4. There we go. Now we can determine what this is, because we said what are the two options. It was either the 9, 8, 4 or the 9, 7, 5, right? So this would have to be 9, 8, 4. Get rid of those. Therefore, this is 7. And we're going to know what these 3 digits are in general. They must be 1, 2, and 3. And what are these 2? We have 8 and 9. Now, I'm hoping we can get something similar like that to start occurring down here. So maybe we can start to think about it. 2, 3, not 4 or 5, 6, 7, or 8 all seem to... Oh, this can't be 7, sorry. Well, this can't be 8 either. I don't know why I went up that high. So again, it can't be 1, 2, 3 are possible. Or are they possible? Because if this is 2 or 3, aren't we going to have the same problem with the 9 that we did over here with the 7 and the 8? Because again, the ways to make 9 with a 1 are 1, 2, 6, and 1, 3, 5. So this cannot be a 2 or a 3. So it has to be a 6. This is therefore 7 or 8. This can't be 7 anymore, so one of these is. Good. Now this can't be 6. This is a 7, 8, 9 triple. This 3 actually here just says this is 2. And that was probably sitting there for a while and I just didn't see it. Good for me. Now we know what this is, because again, it can't be 1, 2, 6, so it must be 1, 3, 5. These therefore will have to be from 7, 8, 9. And we'll just put them in there for the sake of it. Now what can we say about any of this other stuff? What are these? You have to have a 1 and a 3, so this is 1, this is 3. That's helpful. It gives us a little bit more thermo, and we can probably start thinking about this row over here. So what can it be? Well, it can't be 1, 2, 3. It could be 4. Can't be 5. Can't be, I mean, it could be 6, right? 7s, 8s. No, it can't get up to 6, can it? I was going to definitively say it can't get up to 8 or 9, and it couldn't be 7 either, because this would be an 8-9 pair, and that wouldn't work. But if this is a 6, think about what these could be. 7, 8, 8, 9. We can't make that work. So this is 4. Now, if we know that is a 4, what does it start doing? Because again, we know this has to at least be down to a 6, and therefore it must be a 6, because the only way to get from 4 to 6 would be having the 5 here. So this is 6 and 5. We get ourselves a 15 cage, which at the moment, does that really give us much? Because it could be 9, 6, or 8, 7. I don't know that we can necessarily rule either one of those out at the moment. Obviously, this can't be 6, this can't be 9, but let's maybe think about these. Oh, the 7 here. Let's just do that. Again, missing the obvious. Let's just get all this stuff in board. And now we have more information that we can work with. So these two digits must be from 6 and 9, which means these are not 9. Also, we could have just used Sudoku, but why bother with that kind of stuff? This is from 1, 2, and 5. This is not 5. Now we can go back and look at this 15 cage because we have enough information. This cannot be a 6, 9 because it would break this. So this is a 7, 8, which forces 3. And we can get rid of these 3s. Now we're going to have something more that we can work with. This can't be a 1. This can't be a 2, because if it's a 2, this is 2 and 1. What is this? Nothing. This is 5. We get our 1, 2 pair over here, and we're starting to unlock a 7 here. And we might be able to think about that in the same way that we thought about this one. Can this be a 2-seller? I think it can. It cannot be 3-cell, can it? Let's think about it from that perspective. If this was a 3-cell, yeah, it wouldn't work, because it's either going to do this, this, or this. It doesn't matter which one it does. If it's a 3-cell 7 cage, it must be 1, 2, 4. Well, in the 3, and doesn't matter, again, like I said, which way it goes. This can't be 4 because of this. Now we have a triples, but there are 1s and 2s. So this is a 2-cell 7. It cannot be 5, 2, or 4, 3. It must be a 1, 6, which is going to give us 2 and 1. Okay. Now, excuse me. Okay, this has to be a 7 or an 8, because the other 7, 8 can't go up here. So this is 7 or 8. These are going to be, what, 3 and 9. Don't quite have some of these. What can this be, though, now? Because it can't be 6. It can't be 7 or 8, so it is 9. That puts the 6 and the 9. We open up a little bit of space, but not a whole lot there. Now let's think maybe about what these can be. This has to just be a 1, because where does the 1 go in the column? It goes here. There's nothing up here to work with, but that's okay. What do these digits have to be? 4 and 2. Okay. Now we're going to have to start getting into some of these other thermos that we can just barely see, I think. But let's continue kind of the process. See if there's anything. We're going to know what these digits are. They must be from 2, 4, and 6. Now we're going to know that one of these is the leftover 7, 8 from both the column and the region. There's going to be a 3 down here, and the other digit's going to go down here as a 5. So we can't quite tell what those are going to be. Now, this thermo doesn't really give us a whole lot of information yet. We can't rule out, well, we can rule this out as being a 9, I guess, because this thermo is going to go down to this point, so there's at least that little bit. Again, we have 7s and 8s, but we don't quite have a crossover. Let's think. We never said anything about this 13 cage. The question is, can we? I don't know that we can, because it could be 3 cells. We're going to say it can't be 4, because if this had 4 cells and we can't use 1, 2, or 3, we're going to break things. But it could be 3 cells, and it could be 2 cells. We know if it is 2 cells, it can't be 9, 4, or 8, 5, but it could be a 7, 6. We can also think about Sudoku. One of these is 9. Okay, that's the what we needed. This can't be 9. Because if it was, that would, well, is that, yes, it is true. Because what it would do, if this was in 9, and this was a 2 cell, this would have to be a 4, which doesn't work. If it's a 3 cell, and this is a 9, the other 2 cells have to add up to 4, which would be 1 and 3. We can't do that. This is not 9, this is. And that opens up this guy. Now, we'd said it had to be a 7, 6, right? I think that's going to maintain correctness. Yeah, because it can't be 9, 4, or 8, 5. What are these 3 digits? They are from 4, 5, and 8. We do have a 6 X-Wing. Oh, actually, we have a 6 over here too. So we can tell where the 6 goes in region 8. Cannot go in any of these places. It must go here. So that's going to open up this 7 clue. This can't be an 8. This can't be a 1. Did that 6 say anything else over here? Not necessarily. And what this guy is doesn't necessarily break anything over here either. Just scanning around a little bit to see the next best place to start looking, because I don't think we can do anything with this 13. I don't know that we can do anything more with this 7 at the moment. Let's think about more Sudoku. One of these is an 8. One of these is a 9 as well. Sorry, I just saw that. This is an 8, 9 pair. These are going to be what? 1, 2, and 4. This is not 1. These are going to be 3 and 5. So we might be able to do something similar we did over here with our X-Wings, where we have 3s and 3s. So none of these can be 3s. This is. And we do open up this thermo a little bit. We know it has to at least be 4 cells. So let's think 4, 5, 8. Let's just think about what these can be, and then we'll rule things out. So we can't have a 1. Well, no, that's not true. We can't have a 1 on here, but we can definitely have a 2 on it. Let's just do the quick thing first. If we know none of these can be 1, this is. That doesn't necessarily give us a ton at the moment, but it might come back to help us. So we now know what these 3 digits are, and they must go in ascending order. So we're going to know exactly the route they must take. This is 6. No, I did that wrong. Sorry, let me put my digits in here. We need a 2. That's what it was. This is 2. This is then 6 and 7. And that's a 2. This is a 1. Good. Now we know what this digit is by our row. It's a 5. And that's going to trickle down and give us these guys and these guys. And what else does it do for us? The 7 gives us the 8, which means this is 9 and 7. I don't know that this thermo necessarily had to be there, but it is, so we'll use it. This can't be 2. This can't be 1. That's a 2, 4 pair, which means this is 1. This can't be 2. What else do we have? This can't be 8 or 9, so it's just a 4. That's what we needed. That 4 is going to give us the 2 and the 4. That's going to give us a 6, 4, 2. And the 4 and the 9 say this is the 8, 9 grouping, and that's going to give us the 7 and the 8. Okay, we don't quite have these guys, but we're probably going to be able to start jumping into some of these other things and just rule out possibilities. These have to be from 2, 4, and 7. Don't know that we have anything currently looking across that we can use, but let's take a gander. Don't see it. Let's look at Sudoku real quick to see if anything in there is just something obvious that I'm not seeing right off the bat. I don't think there is. No. Yeah, okay, so we're going to have to use this information here, maybe. What do we got coming down here? Let's see. Our options are 2, 5, or 3, 4. The 7 has to be kind of the breakout here. These are from 3, 5, 7, and 8. So where's our... Oh, the 1s. We have an X-wing on 1s that I didn't see. These can't be 1, which means this is. Hey. Stop that. That's a 1. Okay. And do we have any other X-wings that we can use? I don't see anything right off the bat. No. Okay, so let's continue to think about how these interactions are going to work. For 3 would leave 2, 7, 8, 5. 2, 5. Would leave 4, 7, 8, 3. I think we had an overlap there, didn't we? Let's think about that again. If we have a 2, 5, this is 4, this is 7, this is always an, oh, this is an 8. If we have a 3, 4, this is 2, this is 7, this is 8, this is always 8. Okay, there we go. That's a little something. We can remove 8s from all of these. That's interesting. How does that get us? Maybe the grouping here again is going to tell us how this can work out. So let's think about it. 2, 5 puts this, or maybe it's the 3, 4 that causes the problem. No, this, okay, let's go through the options. I think I know what's going on for a reduction here, but I want to work through it verbally. If this is a 2, 5, this is 4, 7, 3. If this is 3, 4, this is 2, 7, 5. So this is always 7, first off. This is not. Now, the grouping here actually doesn't seem to really finalize this thing, because this thermo is just a 2-cell thermo. It could be 2, 3. Well, it can't be 2, 3. Okay, that's what it is. I have to look backwards. This can't be 3 because it would break this. So this is 5. There we go. If that's 5, this is 4, 3, and that does open everything back up. Just had to get the old noggin figuring everything out. So this is 8. Get on the right thing. 8 and 7. These are not 3s. And we've got an X-wing and 1s. Oh, the 2. That's the one that did it. Okay. This is 1 and 2. We'll do it that way. Therefore, this is 1 and this is 6. That's going to give us the 7 and the 6. Just going to come back and give us the 3 and the 7. Make sure I had that right. Which gives us the 5 and the 3. And that will be 8 and 9. And this will end up being 5 and 8. And there we go. You solved the puzzle. Solution is correct. Cool. So wow, this has over 1,300 solves in just over a day. So obviously, Megan 033 fog puzzles are always good and they always get solved. So wonderful. Loved it. Beautiful puzzle. Everything really worked out great logically on this one. or maybe I just saw it better than some of the other ones I've done before, but it really did work together. And at the end, it was really just trying to figure out the couple interactions of how these would work and what they would cause on other things to work. So love the puzzle. Hope you all did as well. If you did, like, comment, subscribe. That really helps this channel out more than you'll ever know. And we'll see you next one. Thanks a lot.